Hello, good evening. It's Sunday, October 8th, and happy Thanksgiving if you're in Canada. It is week 10 in the Big Brother 25 house, and we've just finished watching episode 28, the HOH comps. It was well, not really the comp, actually, because the comp was on Thursday, wasn't it? So more just the nominations as the immortal reign of Bowie Jade commences here, and we get some pretty immense game-changing, drastic nominations here, Jaemeel. To kick it all off, I'm Dave Mader here on Super Mader Brothers Podcasting, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitch. Or you might be listening to us on the audio version. Jaemeel Robinson, good evening to you.
Shaloosh. Bowie Jane, the first of her name. The slayer of numbers. Yes, Bowie Jane and her amazing. We're seeing some peak Big Brother here. Peak.
Yeah, right. We're breaking it all down here. And yeah, Bowie Jane. Okay, she after all of this, Jaemeel, in this episode that went back and forth about whether or not they were going to put up, would it be Corey and America? Would it be Cameron and Blue? And of course, Felicia and Suri were in the conversation, but ultimately we get that, and that's kind of what. You could kind of maybe expect from Bowie Jane here. Although, I guess it's good that she wasn't easily manipulated into doing the bidding of others. She seemed to want to do what she wanted to do. It was kind of like, this is what you want to do.
This is the move that you're going to hang your head on.
Yeah. Because Felicia almost defeated Bowie Jane in this HOH competition. She's like, and because she's won before, she's like, I have to go after her. Suri, it's less clear as to why she. What's up, Suri?
No, Suri was her target, but after all the conversations she had with every single person in the house, no one wants to vote for Suri. So she's like, well, at the very least, I can still get Felicia out. So that's her. That actually is her mentality.
Okay. So this episode, what's there to say? Where do we start? Let's start at the beginning. We knew we were going to get more Bowie Jane in this episode, Jaemeel, and we sure did. More confessionals, more diary rooms than ever in the entire season since. Yes.
And you see all the what's it called? The backtracking, the rewinds to previous days, and it's like, well, we got to see all the work that Bowie Jane put into this game that led her up to this point, and it was just nothing. Like, sure, I'll work with you, and yeah, definitely, I'll tell you what's going on. That's basically all we heard in terms of like how Bowie Jane's relationships were.
Right. They would show us like a clip like, oh, remember when Cameron and Jag were talking and Bowie Jane was also present? And then they would like go cut away to a close up of her. I'm like, oh yeah, she's in the conversation. It's good, So not always a very active player. I think it's been sort of playing a very passive game. And a lot of what we're told in this episode is that like everybody wants to work with Bowie Jane. Everyone wants a final three with her. They all think they can beat her in the end. Therefore, she actually should be a target that most sides should want to remove. Because just take her off the board, then you can't use her.
Well, that's more of the strategy of a person who isn't a top player, like a Miss Felicia, should be going after Bowie Jane because, like, you're now fighting to be that person that gets dragged, right? That can't win comps, right? And
so you can maybe get second place. Is that the
Well, why not eliminate your competition? Should be the focus,
right?
Well,
yeah. I guess depending on what you want to consider competition, right?
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. They're all kind of asking like, what is Bowie Jane gonna do? Was kind of like what a lot of them said they hadn't had a conversation with her. Suri said that her and Bowie Jane have not been great since she kind of didn't include her on the red vote. That was like, what week was that? Now that's some time ago,
a while ago, but still, yeah, that's that's the reality of the situation. in terms of Bowie Jane. Bowie Jane doesn't talk strategy with people. She just comes into the room. That's what she does.
Yeah, that's what she just comes into the room and listens. It seems like smiles. She says like right. You know, and like you saw like in these conversations, like everyone comes up to her. Everyone, you know, yeah, like here's one example. You know, like Jag and Matt want to work with her, and Corey and America, but she doesn't really do what any of them want ultimately.
Yeah.
So I guess that's good. Or you know, she's trying to play her own game, but
So they have a moment where there's a complaint. What we're seeing with Bowie Jane is actually really how Matt plays majority of his game. So Matt doesn't necessarily go out on a limb to kind of provide information. He is just usually there and agrees to whatever people say. So much so that Jag got in his case and was like, okay, Matt, you're doing a great job in terms of, you know, everyone's good with you and everything like that, but you're just agreeing to what people are saying. And when you do that, people come back to me, this is Jag speaking, saying, oh yeah, Matt agrees with me, even though it's against our plan. So you kind of have to like really like
you have to actually say no. We're not going to. I don't want to do that.
Push our agenda. You can listen to what they're saying, but push our agenda. And then what was Matt's response? Yeah. You're right. We're gonna do that definitely.
Well, he's very agreeable. He's a very agreeable Matt.
Very agreeable.
Yeah.
Like,
so,
and it tells you what type of game he's playing. He has not been like nominated yet.
He has right. That's true.
He's not been nominated.
Yeah, Jag can't say the same. He was evicted unanimously.
Yes.
Remember? Day 30. That was a while ago too.
So, and so what's it called? Again, Jag and Matt are really trying to do something with Bowie Jane, but Bowie Jane's in a tough situation. And this episode, I think, did a decent job of kind of relating the live feed experience of what Bowie Jane is getting into, because practically she's in the middle and everyone else is basically wanting her to do something that she doesn't want to do, right? Which is she wants to get Suri out. No one agrees to it. She's like, okay, I want to get Felicia out. And everyone's like, well, you could do that. Or from Corey America's perspective, just put up Cameron and Blue. From Cameron's perspective, okay, you can do that, but we should backdoor Corey. Or from Blue's perspective, oh yeah, you could do that, but we can backdoor Corey. Or from Miss Felicia and Suri's perspective, anyone but us. Or from Jag and Matt's perspective is good idea in terms of Suri and Felicia, with the idea of backdooring Cameron. Bowie Jane is like, I don't want to do anything what you guys are mentioning. I have blinders. I just want to do this one particular task, which is get out one of these two people.
Right. Okay. So I don't really understand why the house is less eager to get Suri out. Can they just have bigger targets,
bigger fish to fry,
bigger threats?
Until Suri wins a competition, and power is so important, she hasn't won, and the chances of her winning out is infinitesimally small, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even Miss Felicia. Whereas Cameron could go on a run and win out. Blue could technically go on a win out. Everyone thinks that Corey through the competition, so people are like, Corey is it's another week where he doesn't have to win a competition. He only really tries when it was a double eviction. That was the only time we really saw him sweat, right? America technically could win something, but America's kind of dotish, right? So that's where the perspective is, right?
Yeah, it's interesting to see. Like, I think that it actually it is an interesting dynamic to this cast and this house as it stands right now, because there is a lot of people targeting different people. Comment from B Bean. Matt does not have a lot of experience with conflict.
No, he doesn't.
No, his only conflict is with the swimming and the water.
But even like swimming is more of a one-on-none competition where you're really competing against yourself.
That's
right?
Yeah.
And you're improving your time.
Yeah.
Right. And that's no shade against swimming, right? Swimming is tough as hell.
Swimming is hard. I no shade at swimming.
Yeah.
They see Suri as someone on an island. Okay.
Yes. That's
Is that a fun? Because she's from Survivor. But I would want to get her out at this point. I think she is a worthy someone to get out. That's all.
I think you're absolutely right. She is worthy of getting out, but at the same time, what is she gonna do? Right?
She could win by accident just as easily as Felicia. It's possible.
But I mean, but she has to work with someone.
Well,
and the chances of her winning 2 competitions in a row. The fact of the matter is, you have to win 2 competitions in a row until you get to Final 5 to really have power.
Well, Blue and Suri tonight, they were a thing, mentioned in the episode. And Suri's I have to trust Blue because she's the only one really opening up to me. So could that be something? Does Suri have a path to the end, in your opinion? Can she win this?
As long as Suri is drawing breath in the game, she has a path to the end. But right now, when we're thinking about it, who are the players that seem to have a good grasp of the game? And we talk about Matt, Jag, Cameron, and
Corey.
I guess it's Corey. There's too many people that don't want to work with Corey.
But he doesn't have a grasp of the game.
I know, but would I put, is Suri likely to stay longer than Corey? Because if Matt and Jag have
Suri could last longer. I think Suri easily could last longer than Corey. Yeah, only because Bowie Jane won, right?
No, but if Cameron was head of household, he's not putting up Suri. Suri's not going to go home. If Matt and Jag have power, is Suri going home? No. If Blue had power, would Suri be going home?
No, definitely not.
So I would put Suri above Corey. I would put Corey after that, but that's my rationale of why she would be 4th, as opposed to she's a threat, but she's not that big of a threat. She's
there's I get there's a hierarchy of threats, if you will.
Yeah. And too many people are focused on Corey and
America. If you take out Corey, what is America without Corey then? Right, as a player in the game, will she have any agency left?
Grasping at straws. That's America's way.
Yeah, vice versa. If they got America out before Corey, what does that do to his game? Can he? I think he might even be better off.
I think he might be better off too.
Yeah, will he realize
I think that people would think that we can pick up Corey, right? Whether it be Miss Felicia, whether it be Suri, right? I think would pick up Corey.
Yeah, I think maybe I don't know, Suri maybe he did get out Jared. We'll see. She said she was going to get out Corey if it was the last thing she ever did.
Well, I mean, temporarily doesn't necessarily mean that she. Has Suri become the pre-comp win Bowie to be dragged to the end? I think she still has too much shine that people would want to carry to it. That's why I was saying that was more Miss Felicia. But Suri could accidentally be there and smooth talk away, week by week further along. Here's what I'm saying. Who's the new Suri? Matt and Jag.
The new Suri
is Matt and Jag. All the criticisms that they gave Suri, that Corey, Matt, and Jag gave Suri about being in all the alliances and spreading themselves throughout the house and lying to everyone. That's exactly what Matt and Jag are doing. They have alliance with practically everyone.
Right, and the show's leaning hard into them being a really strong duo. Do the rest of the house understand what Matt and Jag are doing yet, or are they actually playing this as well as it seems?
They're too focused on other things. Everyone's too focused on other things.
So
America are so focused on Cameron, right?
Right. So Jag and Matt are successfully navigating this to a degree.
To a degree, yes.
Yeah. You're not gonna put Dan Giesling level.
No.
Would you give them even Derek and Cody level props here?
I think the competition isn't as good as Derek and Corey was dealing with. So like a step lower.
Yeah,
Has won nothing. Yes, she's won Corey's heart.
She's won Corey's heart, and not the kissing competitions at the fair, though.
So something came up on feeds where someone was, I don't know how it got brought up, but like someone mentioned how people in the next room were hearing America and Corey kiss, and Corey was like, "Wait, is our kissing that loud?" And everyone's like, "Yeah, you guys kiss so loud that we could hear you in the other room."
It's a loud smooch.
Yeah.
Mwah! I don't know. Is it like that? I don't know. I haven't heard it from the live feeds.
But that's like, wait, what? What are you all doing?
I would be self-conscious, like, you know.
When someone said that, jeez.
Like, can you hear my fart in the next room? You know, I mean, like, we hear that too. We hear that smell.
Like if I scratch my beard, do people just hear me scratching and do they assume it's my beard or it's something else?
Well, you know, I guess everyone can fill in their own blanks.
Yeah.
What did you think about tonight on the episode with Jag showing the turban to the house?
I knew we would be getting more stuff like that. We got this and other kind of character type of stuff,
background and like origin sort of things.
Yeah, because like it's interesting. It's interesting and different. Like, are we going to get a segment on America? I don't particularly foresee that coming, right? Corey, like, was if she was still in the house, were we going to get Mimi's political career? No, she hasn't divulged that.
No, tonight we also had the Felicia segment where she talks about her past domestic violence. I think it just depends if your story warrants it. I guess if they feel like there's something interesting that, you know, they can profile on the show. But I don't think it is equal in the sense that every house guest is going to get something like this. You know,
I think some of it's not interesting. And it has to be exotic enough that it's interesting.
What are you gonna say about Corey? Like, he was a debate champion. Like, you want to like get the emotional music and the violins out and stuff, and to go from town to town. You know.
We talk about all the big master, debates that he made, you know, throughout his time. It's coming. We know that joke is coming. Yeah, it was cool and exotic and new and different. Like, we still have more of like Matt and, you know, dealing with being deaf or partially deaf. You know, that eventually, you know, coming up down the line. Maybe America about being, you know, she's second gen? I think she's second gen immigrant, right? Maybe something about that. Like,
maybe.
Like, they're not going to do, like, I guess they could do a segment about Suri and like being on Survivor or being like a medical. What is she? She's a surgical scheduler.
A nurse, right?
She was a nurse, but
she was a nurse. Now she's like a surgical coordinator. It says, or something.
Coordinator. Yeah.
So she's like
what's the name from Grey's Anatomy? Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but hey, that's all good and whatever. But I am impressed with Jag with the color coordination, with the outfits and the turbans.
I know you love that.
It almost made me want to like go seek just so I could start wearing turbans and then coordinate it with my shirts and my watches and my rings and my socks.
Another accessory that you can double bag on. Great.
Yeah, like, come on, like, this is some good stuff here, Jag. You know, with his it's sometimes it matches. Like, come on, like that navy one. Like, I don't know what so much with the orange with the black combination. I think
it looks okay.
Good. This one's the best one. The navy one.
I think the contrast is what works. And then after a certain while, you can only bring so much clothes. Right?
Yeah. He also has a party hat incorporated into that one. So
that's extra impressive.
Yes. So I'm all for it. You know, it was good. just okay. Can we talk about Blue as a player? Because
Do we have to?
Well, I'm a little. I'm just because I'm a little. I'm like I'm not enjoying her on the show.
No,
Because I like not just that she wants to go after Corey, and Corey's my draft pick. It's just that she's like I don't know. I don't get a good vibe from Blue, a lot of the time. And so it's when I'm watching her. And and she's like, "Can we get Corey?" She's kind of like wants to avenge Jared. I'm like, for Jared, like let him go. Let him go, Blue. He's,
the best revenge is winning, and doing these petty like I'm going after Corey. It's like, why go after Corey, man? Like Corey wasn't coming after you.
Yeah, well, you will now.
Well, now because Cameron kind of just positioned those two to fight against each other.
Right. Well, the thing is, like, they do have to get her out at some point, I think. Although, why not take her to the end? Is she going to win in the end? Probably not. Like,
okay, Jared's going to vote for her. Is
Jared
Mimi
he's not in the jury, Jared.
Sorry, yeah, you're right. Sorry. No one, who's going to vote for her?
I don't think anyone's going to vote for Blue in the end. Like, you want to talk about the new GOAT, like, or like the who you're going to drag to the end. I think it might be her. I don't think they realize it fully yet. And I think that, like keep Corey goes after Blue, Blue goes after Corey. But I think Corey is going to go after Cameron before Blue. Ultimately, like he might want to get out Blue, but I think he's going to prioritize his targets. And I think
he just wants to limit the power that Cameron has. And right now he sees Blue as someone who Cameron is kind of directing.
Yeah, and so I think that's something to watch for, but that's just, her conversations here tonight.
Nothing. It's just a whole lot of nothing.
It's a lot of nothing. Okay. Bowie Jane. Yeah. Well, there's the conversations. I thought the thing I was like, Suri and Felicia, I thought were really like the fact that they got nominated here tonight, I think is a big, you got to lay some of it at their feet is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Because they did not try to talk to Bowie Jane. They just hoped that Matt and Jag would talk to Bowie Jane for them, and then that would get them sort of out of the crosshairs. And I think Matt and Jag tried their best, but it was not enough, and not because they wanted to do it for Felicia and Suri, just because they came around to the idea of it being getting Cameron out sooner this week would be what they thought would be the best thing for them. Like
other people, like Blue, Cameron, Blue, Corey, and America were like, don't pick those two. Go straight for your targets. Don't waste your time, right? And whereas Jag, Cameron, and Matt were like, oh yeah, definitely put up Suri and Felicia. That's great, right? Because regardless of what happens, it's not gonna impact them, Matt and Jag and Cameron, right? Corey on the other hand feels like, oh, Corey's the one who kind of positioned that because of what Mimi said, right?
Right.
And that's what Corey's worried about, that them being up might eventually lead back to him.
Asking, is Blue actually in any alliances right now?
That's BB asking that question. Kind of loosely working with Cameron, kind of loosely working with Matt and Jag, kind of loosely working with Matt, Jag, Blue, and Matt.
She's working with herself
and America. Is she working in her best interest? Hardly.
Is she working? But she's not working with Corey. That's it. Like that's
like there's a kind of 5-person alliance with Corey, America, Matt, Blue, and Jag, but it's not really a thing.
It's a fake alliance.
Once again, you have these fake things, these fake couplings that Matt and Jag are in the center of. All these things.
They're doing what Suri and Izzy were doing weeks ago. I got it.
Exactly.
Right. Felicia and Suri don't want to see groveling to Bowie Jane.
Because they don't like Bowie Jane, and it's pretty obvious.
They don't like her? I thought they liked her. No?
Not really in that sense of like,
they don't respect her?
Suri, like, you see what Suri's like, I have to come around and be like, oh yeah, Bowie Jane, and be like, oh, like, she can't help but like
What is what is the Sari Bowie Jane relationship? I'm confused by
It's
it.
never been good since after the red vote.
Okay, and that was some like 3 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
So like that's been some time.
And once again, people don't feel close with Bowie Jane because she does not talk personal stuff with people.
Yeah, it was the other night we were talking about that, right? Like that Bowie Jane might know that production could regurgitate some of her diary room stuff to other cast members directly or indirectly, and so she might be playing her cards so close to the vest that we just don't really know anything about her, and she's playing for her, not for the audience.
More or less, but it's just it's a nothing burger. Hello. Hello to all the people jumping on.
Comment here. Cam made me mad. Cam, I'm guessing she said.
Yeah.
Cam made me mad telling everyone to get out Corey, but he was literally just HOH days ago and sent home Mimi. Like, really, Mimi, instead of Corey?
Yeah. Rachel Wright messaged that. So was it last Thursday, we were getting word that it might have been production interference regarding the Corey being saved from the block, and that possibly is the reason why.
Cameron was ready to do it. Cameron was going after Corey, and then something changed. That's why we were told. We talked about that on Thursday.
Yeah, I went to the diary room, and suddenly his perspective changed. So
yeah, production's like, you can't get out Corey. We need him for the season. Him and Corey in America are going to be like the next big thing. They're going on the Amazing Race. You're going to ruin everything.
We need him for Zingbot.
We need the Zingbot. They're going to talk about their smooching. Zingbot has written so many washing machine jokes about kissing like with the swirlies and whatever. Like, you can't get rid of that.
They announced it tonight, right? That Zingbot's on Tuesday.
Did they announce it, or did I miss that?
Did they? Sorry, my ending of the feed got cut off because of course, football in Yellowstone went late, and I lost 8 minutes of the final episode of this episode. Did you get to see the ending?
I did not.
Let me double check. But to my understanding, I think it might be OTEV this Tuesday and Zingbot.
Oh.
Yes.
Zingbot hasn't really been that funny in many years, in my opinion.
I agree. So,
the jokes haven't really hit very well. I think this might be in last season.
I heard the Big Brother backyard was hot, but this is brutal. I really could use something icy and cold. Could I borrow your Taylor?
Oh, that was last season.
Yeah,
that was weak. That
was
weak. So weak.
Like, you're talking about ice cream. Taylor is the ice queen. Ice what?
Yeah, she's so icy and cold. Like, yeah. Wow.
Okay. Well, BB saying, okay, as of right now, who would you say are the final three, and then the winner, and ignore our drafts? Okay.
Dave, can you do that? Can you be impartial?
Can I separate myself from my picks? I don't know. What do I think will happen?
You want me to give me mine?
You're asking what I think will happen, right? Not what I want to happen. Okay. Well, what I think's going to happen is we're going to end up with something like Matt, Jag, and I don't know, Blue.
Really? I think it's going to be Matt, Jag, in America.
You think it's going to be Matt, Jag, in America? So we agree on Matt and Jag are the final three?
Yeah.
And just who they end up with is sort of in question?
No, I think America becomes the goatiest of goat, because what does she have to hang her hat on that, like, Felicia at least won an HOH. Sari is Sari. Corey has won an HOH. Cameron has won. Blue. People don't like Blue, but don't like being around Blue as well.
Right.
America, at the very least, is like, she's just there, and she has so many bad takes that I think she would be the perfect Victoria of this season. And the winner, I would pick.
I think America can get up and give a speech that's at least halfway convincing. Like, I don't think it's not good. I'm not saying she's gonna like sway a jury or anything, but she's not compared to Victoria. I think is a little harsh. That's like
I think she would be the Victoria
of this crew, but like she's better than that. I would say.
Oh yeah, she's definitely better.
Like I know she hasn't won anything, but like and she's more of just like a showman's like player now. Like I feel like her and Corey, it's hard to separate their games, but yeah, okay. So we agree on I think we agree that Matt and Jags can do the best position right now. But who's going to want to get out Bowie Jane? Like, is she really worth getting out? Only for Felicia.
I think you can if America's there, definitely. America would, Felicia would.
Okay,
so would Sheree.
What? But do you think that? Okay, let's say you're Jag. Do you want to sit next to America at the end or Blue at the end?
America, because I think America would take Jag.
But if you're Jag and you can choose one of those two, would you still pick America?
I'd still pick America.
Okay. Or like, would you rather sit next to America or Bowie Jane at the end if you're Jag?
Still America.
Still America.
Still America.
I don't think Bowie Jane gets votes in the end to win.
Bowie Jane still won HOH.
Like, at least America can get Corey's vote. At the least.
That's one.
That's more than zero.
No. Wait, sorry. You actually think that Corey's going to vote for America?
Corey would vote for America at the end. Are you kidding me?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Come on. Of course he would.
I don't think so.
Oh, well, he's not dating her if he doesn't vote for her. But okay, like, who was going to vote for Bowie Jane in the end?
Cameron probably would.
Maybe. Okay. I can see. So, but Cameron and Bowie Jane are not as closely aligned. Although, she was pretty firm. I'm not putting up Cam. Cam kept me safe during his HOHs, and I'm reciprocating here. So, I think they underestimated that.
Let's get to spoilers.
Anything else in this episode?
Not really. This was because it was very heavy on the Bowie Jane, and Bowie Jane isn't moving the needle, unfortunately. It was kind of a Matt and Jag and company had to do a lot of heavy lifting of the narrative. I found. I didn't think it was that good of an episode. And plus there was no competition, so I know that good old Foster was enjoying it. Yes.
Yeah, well,
that's how I felt watching this episode.
You're like Cameron with the sunglasses. I don't know. Cameron is I like when this guy is the underdog sort of thing, but when he's like sort of in any kind of power position, I want him out. So it's he's kind of like one of these guys I go back and forth on quite a bit. But okay, so we both agree that Matt and Jag can probably be in there at the end. Who they end up with, but who do you think will win between Matt and Jag if they're the final?
I think Jag would win.
You think Jag would win? And I think Matt could win in the end, but I think Jag is better positioned.
I think Jag even if I had a choice in who's left to win this season, I would love Jag to win.
Well, I think it would be interesting. I think he's impressing me, in the game. I don't think he's like the perfect player, but he's doing all right.
Definitely. I agree. But I'm just saying, out of the stories and people from a narrative sense, I would love to see Jag win.
Yeah. All right, Jag. We're giving the other thing. All right, let's get into the spoilers. And I'm curious. You're saying we have veto and post veto noms too? Is this the case?
No post veto noms. That's Monday.
All right, so that's tomorrow. Okay. Well, spoiler alert, everybody. If you don't want to know, stop listening.
Okay, so obviously we have the backdoor plan that a lot of people are trying to push. Spoiler alert! Push. And so we have Bowie, Suri, and Miss Felicia all competing. And the people who were picked were Jag, Matt, and America.
Okay, well, hey, maybe you had them on the mind there. Maybe that's...
maybe so.
Your final three.
As mentioned, I think, I believe it was Zingbot and Otev that was being played. Not confirmed. And it seems that
they were combined. It was a Zingbot and Otev in one comp.
Isn't it usually? Yeah, usually Zingbot is before Otev.
I think it's the other way around, but they're usually not on the same week. I don't think, right?
Or am I wrong? Okay, I believe it was OTEV that was played, and maybe they're going to announce that Zingbot is coming next week.
Yeah, they usually like give us like this big announcement on OTEV. You know,
that's what was asked. Didn't they do one episode of where it was Zingbot and it was like son of Zingbot and okay.
There was. That's a few years ago. This is the most recent OTEV reference I have is this.
What sauce have you brought OTEV the singing stage roach?
Lord. Okay, so
what sauce?
I can understand if I'm completely wrong. Who won? Jag won.
Okay.
Jag won.
Yeah, so Jag's got quite a few comp wins now.
Yes. So the funny thing about what is happening is Bowie Jane has not wanted to do a backdoor plan at all.
Of course.
She's wanted to get, as I mentioned before, want to get Suri out, but will be satisfied with Miss Felicia.
Mm-hmm.
Matt and Jag have been doing a great job of trying to work on Bowie Jane to get her to kind of look at Cameron. She doesn't want to put Cameron. She feels that Cameron trusts her, right?
Sure,
and
so they still want to get Cameron out. Now they can force her hand to make a renom, but they can't force who she will nominate. You know?
Yes.
So
that's why they've been trying to. So one discussion that came up because Matt and Jag have been trying to work on her. They were like trying to build like a 3-person alliance with her and kind of cement it with a name. But of course it got interrupted by Blue, and that kind of I think that was either Friday night. I think it was Friday night, and that kind of delayed it. So they were like, the conversation that Jag was trying to do with the reverse psychology is like, you know what, I want to work with you all because, you're like me, you're like a team player. And Boja's like, yeah, definitely, like team player. And Jag's like, I'm so much of a team player. Like, I would put like the team ahead of me, even though, like even if it results in me getting eliminated, like I'm going down with this ship. And then Boja's like, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, right. That's what she likes to say.
I was like, so like Jag goes, like literally, I'm such a team player that if like we have to make our decisions together, but if you two decide on a plan, even though I disagree with it, I'll still follow that plan because I'm such a team player. Absolutely. Jade responds. And Jag's like, so like, and this has nothing to do with like what our recent situation is, but like, yeah. So anytime you and Matt have like make a decision and I disagree with it, I'm still going to do it because, it's what's best for the team. Bojane, yeah, definitely. Which is just absurd because obviously you see what Jag is doing with Matt and Jag having the opinion that Cameron needs to go out. Right? Sure. So it's kind of painting her in that position. At the same time, both Corey and the Jag and Matt combo are saying that once Bowie Jane gets to know more details of what Cameron is doing, maybe that will be enough to kind of push her towards the let's get out Cameron side. But at the same time, Bowie Jane does not want to do a backdoor.
Sure. So, okay, does Jag, should he or could he have the will and might to, I'm taking Felicia down, Bowie Jane. Do what you will.
He could, but here's the thing. As I mentioned before, Bowie Jane does not want to do a backdoor. Right. At the same time, Cameron keeps trying to push Bowie Jane into doing a backdoor, right? And giving all examples of
and
like...
Cameron wants Corey, of course, to be the backdoor.
Yes. Yeah. All the examples of why a backdoor is good for her game.
Right.
Not realizing that he is basically dragging Bowie Jane to a conclusion that could lead to his demise.
Well, that was kind of like in tonight's episode with America, who was saying like we have to get out the duo of Cam and Blue. You know that great power duo of Cam and Blue. And she was like, "What are you talking about? Like you and Corey are a showmans. Like that's a power. Like what are you talking about?" Like Cam and Blue, it seems like they barely know each other half the time. Like I wouldn't call them a duo, a power couple.
Cameron is just weaponizing Blue. That's practically what their relationship is.
Okay, so if Bowie Jane were forced to make a renomination, do you think she would put Cameron up, or would she put up Corey?
I think she'll put up Cameron. The way it's moving, I think she might put up Cameron.
And his heart will be broken. Okay, so it's like let's say it's Cameron and Suri. I guess you have to vote out Cameron.
Yeah, Cameron's God.
Right.
The moment that Cameron wasn't in this veto, and it's floating there that he could get out, I think he has a definite chance.
Like Matt and Jag, is this the time? Is this the best time to do it? Is this the best opportunity?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, it seems like, right?
Because you basically have to win 2 comps in a row to get rid of him. Or sorry, you might have to win more than that.
He's won like the HOH and the veto twice, like in the same week, right? Like
yeah,
he did that. He's already done that twice, and an extra HOH on top of that, and another veto win in some other week. So
yep,
I think he's got 3 and 3. Like he's a huge comp threat. They should all want to get him out. He's come back from the dead. He's even got potentially a story at the end, even though I think he's not as likable as a final 2 option as some of the other contestants. But like he's not the worst.
Yes.
Like I don't know if I'd want to sit next to Cameron necessarily. Like
I would love for Cameron to get out this week and then Miss Felicia next week, and they have to spend all that time together in the jury house. That'd be great.
Yeah.
All those fake segments they would have to make of them together sitting down, Miss Felicia making food and Cameron's just watching over in the background with his sunglasses on.
Yeah, he's okay. And is the whole thing where Cameron is still got like a crush on America thing, or is that gone away?
Yes, it is. And America has been trying to like avoid him more so. So there have been sequences where he's just staring at her for like lengthy periods of time. So
should that be on the show? Yes or no? Is kind of my question.
Definitely be on the show.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's like if the like, but I think they're worried about how the audience will react to it, right? So
what like. I think if she calls it out as making her uncomfortable, that's one thing, and the producer should step in and kind of have a conversation with him.
Well, it depends. Like, is he not allowed to make her uncomfortable? It's Big Brother.
I guess.
Like, if you're allowed to like bang pots and pans next to somebody's head, I don't know. It's hard to sort of police creepiness to me. Like I don't know how you qualify it.
Okay, how about this? If pots and pans are fine, what happens if someone was staring at someone's crotch for like a lengthy period of time? Like
I say fair game. Like I think unless like unless you're trying to like look at somebody in the shower, I think that's probably too far.
A step too far.
Yeah, or trying to get to
I'm not saying
or something like that, or but like the whole idea is like you're trapped in this house with these other house guests, and whether you like them or not, right? So it's you just
that'd be interesting.
Yeah, like I don't think like even harassment I think is hard to police it in a Big Brother game, but I think that like it's you obviously it just if it's somebody's just like looking at you all the time, I don't know how you say like you can't do that.
Stop looking at me.
You can't look at her. Like it is what it is. Yeah, didn't America always say that Cam made her uncomfortable in the feeds?
Yes, she did. She did.
Right. Yeah, and I just think that should be on the show, but I don't think it should be like illegal, I guess, or against the rules. I guess. So that's all.
I'm just like, asking these questions because we're in a new kind of world with how Big Brother, like looks at certain situations as being, reasons to expel individuals and other reasons not to. So, I think it's interesting to ask these questions because at the very least we consider what could be the ramifications for it.
Yeah, I know. I think that's fine. I just think that's when I sort of like debate the issue in my head. I'm like, well, I don't think it's crossing the line. Of the lines I think that there need to be. Obviously, violence is a line. In any kind of assault is a line.
Yeah.
But I think just sort of like icky. I don't know how to sort of say that's a bridge too far.
Jared calling Bowie Jane a boy.
It's sort of like,
but you know what I mean, right? Like we're like it becomes a brave new world when we have this kind of line that's drawn, and it's like you've moved the line over here. What does that mean that just a couple steps over the line gets moved again, or where exactly is this thing?
Well, we saw obviously with Luke in the beginning of the season that he crossed the line. That was a lot. That we're saying that's a line. And in past seasons when Willie Hantz got thrown out of there or whatever.
Headbutt is a physical.
Yeah, so, or there was that one, the house guest who refused to put her microphone on. It's kind of that they threw her out. I can't remember her name either.
Was it Chema?
And it's an early season, right? Or
Chema. I think it's Chema. She kept throwing she threw her pack into the pool as well. And I'm like, so Miss Felicia accidentally dumping her mic pack everywhere in toilets and stuff, that's fine because it's an accident. So all Chema needed to do was oops. And she threw her
mic, but she was like, they were like, you need to put on your microphone. And she's like, go to hell. And they're like, they ran out of patience with her and they threw her out of the house.
Yeah.
As far as I remember. Yeah. I've only seen
they should have just given her a nomination, honestly.
Chima Simone was a house guest on Big Brother. Is that from Big Brother 11?
Was it? I think it was earlier than Big Brother 11, but hey, sure. But yeah, Chima, I think it's Chima.
Big Brother 11.
I know they were practicing for a competition and involved like mini golf with big clubs. I love watching those old past clips of Big Brother. It's really it shows a different time.
They expelled her on day 42 for violating several of the show's rules, including refusing to wear her microphone and later destroying her microphone by throwing it in a jacuzzi. Simone disputed the allegations and several statements issued upon her departure, meaning she quit the game. She could not win due to producer manipulation. So this might be the secret origin of the producers are conspiring against us.
Yeah, because what was there was something basically her side, something happened and they lost power and she felt it was kind of BS.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, yeah.
She wasn't pushed like Helen was.
Big Brother 11? What year was that? That's 12 years ago, right?
So, yep. Majority of people haven't seen it. Or people watching right now.
It's before I started watching, but everyone talks about Big Brother 12, so it was the one before that.
Yeah.
Right.
Big Brother 12 was Rachel Riley?
Big Brother 12 was the one that Dan won, wasn't it?
No, Big Brother 10 was.
Oh, Big Brother 11 was the one Jordan won.
Yeah. And interference. Jordan and company.
Jeff?
What was it? Yeah, Jeff and Jordan. Oh my gosh. Didn't he have the coup d'etat? I think it was coup d'etat.
They love Jeff and Jordan. I didn't even watch that season, and I knew about Jeff and Jordan for years after that. They were I was just like, oh, Jeff and Jordan are back.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one. Jeff was doing like backyard interviews one time, like for CBS, and he said, "If you were a mosquito, what would you do?" Or like it's like this hilarious clip. Yeah, he was doing backyard interviews, and he asked, like, "If you were a mosquito, what would you like? How would
It
you
was like
handle
so
this?"
dumb.
It's like one of the silliest questions I saw anyone
He's a
ever.
terrible interview, and they always kept putting him on.
Yeah, they liked him for a while. They liked him, and then they kind of got tired of him. Anyway, anything else in the spoiler talk?
No, that's mostly it. We're gonna see it on Tuesday.
Okay.
Are you liking the Tuesday?
Well, it helps with the fact that we're doing big Survivor on Wednesday. Although, like, if they're not going to give me like what the post veto results are by the end of the Tuesday episode, then I'm not in favor. Right? Like, if they do that again on Tuesday, I'm gonna be like, I'm not. I don't like this then, because you guys are just like, I don't want to watch. I want to have a little bit more progress in the week by the end of the second week's episode than like what are they going to do with the veto? And it just ends up being with Cameron last week. Nothing. He didn't use it. You know. So will he make this big move? No. Just tell me on Tuesday. Like, don't save it to Thursday.
Yeah.
But there,
but things changed enough that it warranted. They didn't need to include in the next episode. Like, anyways, like enough had changed in terms of the house dynamics that why even take even a couple minutes away from kind of showing the change that Jag, Matt, were responsible for. It was just a dumb decision overall. And they've done this before.
Yeah, no, and I never like it. So I think every time we have a podcast after one of those situations, I'm like, this wasn't good. This wasn't good storytelling. So anyway, all right. Well, thanks, everybody. I think we'll sign off for the night. It's a late one. Always, we're now into Monday. Good thing it's a holiday. How many more weeks do we got, Jaemeel? 4?
Is it 4 more weeks?
I think it's 4 more weeks. Yeah, I think.
And, you know what? I'm kind of looking forward to that post 4 weeks.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of a long season, man.
And that's not to say I don't like Big Brother. It's just that the episodes can be draining, honestly. And just like, I just imagine like we could be 1 week ahead if we didn't have that stupid zombie
week. I keep coming back to zombie week. It just and it ruined a double eviction on top of that.
Yeah.
For me. So all those things. So we'll back Tuesday, talk more about week 10 and of course the Thursday eviction. Check out our Survivor coverage. We'll be on Wednesday talking about episode. Oh no, I won't be on Wednesday. I sort of have to figure out who's doing Wednesday, I think, right now, because I'm supposed to be doing Hold Up, unless Hold Up gets pushed, which it very well may.
It could very well be.
It's don't count it out. But if it does happen, check it out Wednesday on the United Federation of Podcasts channel or on the Hold Up channel. You can find it where I'll be talking 3 space movies with Murphy and Davan. Ad Astra. I better watch these movies. I better watch them tomorrow.
Ad Astra, Outland, and Apollo 13.
Right. I've seen Apollo 13 before, but the other 2 I have not watched. So.
I think you're going to need a little bit of effort to get through Ad Astra, honestly.
Yeah. That's the Murphy pick. So it will be good. And of course, André Myette, another Federation podcaster, doing Graphic Histories podcast, a great audio format.
I heard he did a great interview with someone last week.
I thought it was a pretty good interview. I was on, of course, with him.
Yes.
It was a pleasure. He's one of the he's churro famous. If you didn't know, he won an award. Is one of churro's most famous people.
Churro, like
Churro, Nova Scotia.
Okay, I thought you meant Charo, and I'm like Charo from the Surreal Life Charo. The Ookie Bookie. I'm talking about Charo.
I mean Churro. Nova Scotia is like 4th biggest town. So it's that's what.
Right on. Well deserved.
Yeah. X-Rated. Every Tuesday, André and Davan talking about X-Men, the animated series, and other X-Men interviews. And they've had producers, cast members, writers, all kinds of interesting people, artists on there. They're going to be, I think they're doing the movies next. I think they have 1 episode.
I think they have 2 more episodes, and then it's the movies.
2 more episodes, yeah, but they're almost wrapping up. And then Eamon on track. Look out next Saturday. Eamon's gonna be talking about On Dark Side of the Moon with Jane's uncle Gary. From the.
And then eventually he's gonna do the jazz one with
Davan.
With Davan.
Well, I'm pulling together this one with Uncle Gary. So
That's cool.
Yeah, so watch out for what's that? Pink Floyd. We'll
Pink
be
Floyd.
talking. We got Trivia Debates, another great channel where movies, TV, sports. There's a host, 3 judges. Check out that channel.
So we had a Halloween one just earlier, like a couple of weeks ago, and there's going to be a part 2 Halloween episode later on this month. So definitely check that out.
Yeah, and Live Long and Podcast, Star Trek. If you like Star Trek, we're talking about all kinds of Star Trek stuff over there. Trivia, debates, but we also talk about episodes. Tomorrow we're continuing our Enterprise rewatch. We have the episode Bound, which is an Orion episode near the end of season 4 of Star Trek Enterprise. We only got a few more left there. And then on Thursday, we're doing Star Trek Lower Decks, which is going to feature a few more badgies. It's
a few badges more. A few badges more, I think.
Yeah, I can't say it's created by Cochrane from Survivor. So it's there's a lot to talk about over there. So anyway, I think those are all the plugs.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us. Thanks for the late night one. Happy Monday and happy Thanksgiving, Canada. Any final comments? The Big Brother finale is Thursday, November 9th. It started August 2nd.
Lord.
9 players, 5 evictions left. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Like we've been at, it feels like I've ran marathons. This is a marathon this season, I gotta say. All right.
I might be back into my other room by the time the show ends.
You might very well be. Like we may have long beards and have gone gray by the time this is all over.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one, everyone.
See you on the flip side.